the movie's Prohibidamino. That shit was, I guess, a lot. Yeah, a decent amount has to do with nostalgia, because I saw this movie for the first time with a group of friends in the theaters when it came out, and Prohibidamino became a whole thing that we would say between us.
That's it.
And then a few other quotes too. So I mean, it definitely, like, and I said earlier, definitely nostalgia plays a big role. But
it's like us, like
I still think it's an excellently written comedy for the most part.
Yeah, like my generation, it's slightly everybody was doing Austin Powers stuff, you know.
I loved Austin Powers.
Everybody was doing when the second one came out. Everyone was,
remember how shocking those movies were, and how the controversy around them when they first came out.
It was weird because
there
it was
so much controversy
in the moment. Like, it'd do like a whole Jerry Springer bit in the film. It was still on TV, and literally the same thing. You could go home and watch that thing that he's making a joke out of. So
that show was ahead of its time too. The first movie, at least. Then I don't think anyone was ready for that when Austin Powers came out.
Yeah, when I was a kid, me and my friends, we watched Wayne's World for the first time, and we both grew our hair out. Mine just goes thick, but we grew our hair out, and we started be like, okay, and like putting our hair behind our ears, just like we were into it, you know. We were into Bill and Ted. We were into.
You want to hear another weird JT fact? Never been a fan of Wayne's World. Never liked that movie.
I mean, maybe it's a bit like we say about nostalgia.
Bill and
maybe
Ted,
if you were like 9 or 10 when Wayne's World
when
came
I
out,
saw this, yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Like, for me, it was just like, these guys are cool, you know.
I remember seeing Bill and Ted, Excellent Adventure. Like, as a kid,
yeah,
I love that.
That's a great.
I still love that movie.
And the cartoon was like a cartoon. Well, it was a bit of a thing as well, because we didn't have Saturday Night Live, but we had 10-minute clips of Wayne's World on BBC Two. So it was this amazing thing you had to try and seek out and watch, and then Bohemian Rhapsody went to #1 in the UK because of Wayne's World. So it was like a big thing.
20,
Ballroom
20
Blitz
and years, something like that.
Yeah, it was insane.
It was on the charts in the 70s, right? And then it fucking came back when that movie came out. That's crazy.
It's crazy. We're all learning it, and like for a lot of us, it was the first time we heard some of those songs. So here's John Higgins learning how to be a. He must have had to learn all this stuff about like being a cheerleader himself to be able to be the guy teaching the cheerleaders.
Oh,
that's commitment.
I wonder how much they actually did have to learn. I mean, a decent amount, because especially Nick and John here. I'm just going to call the characters' names. Yeah, because they're doing cheer scenes and stuff. I mean, there's definite scenes where there's body doubles, but there's a lot of scenes where there's not.
If this was out now, there'd be so much herpes and chlamydia being passed around by these two guys.
I know, right? This is like, and this is still like way after the age scared. Decades after. Still don't care.
It doesn't exist in these movies. No, this isn't Kids. You know, this isn't Larry Clark.
Yeah, Larry Clark. I love Kids. I mean, I love that movie, but it's an excellent movie that I can't watch often.
I remember watching that as when it first came out. I was just like, my eyes were just wide watching that film. I was like, geez, that's what it's like in New York.
It absolutely is. I remember when that came out, or not when it came out, but I remember, because when did Guilty Conscience, the song, come out with Eminem, Dr. Dre? That was 2001. So it was right around maybe then,
99
when they make that reference to the movie Kids, and then that made me look into what that lyric meant, and what, because I never saw the movie, and then I watched the movie, and then I vividly remember watching Kids for the first time. I did a video on Kids like 2 months ago.
I always thought that kid, who plays Casper, I thought he was going to go on and be like a bit.
Justin Pierce.
I thought he was going to be, because he was in the Friday.
Next Friday, I think. Next Friday or Friday after next.
Brad Renfro wasn't in Kids, was he? No. He was in Bully.
Oh, no.
He was in Bully.
Yeah. That's Bully.
I always thought it. I was ashamed.
Patrick is the other guy.
Yeah, there's a film called Doomsdays Leo Fitzpatrick was in, which is a bit of a weird one to watch, where these guys they go to people's houses when they're on holiday, like holiday homes, and just move from house to house. It's an interesting one. Yeah, it's a shit. Bogus Journey, excellent adventure, stand up. They're great.
I haven't seen it as many times, but it's fun.
The latest one's not as good. But
oh yeah, that's right. They made a new one. I that had no interest in that.
It didn't quite. Well, I'll tell you what. I met Alex Winter, and he's a really nice guy. He's lovely. Yeah. He's tiny as well. He's so small. Like, I'm not a big guy, and I was towering over him. So Keanu Reeves must be absolutely, a good foot taller than him.
Coneheads is a great movie. I mean, that's a classic. Night of the Roxbury too is a good one.
Yeah.
90s was one of the better decades for SNL. I said in 70s, 90s, early 2000s.
Well, Dirty Work's getting a re-release as well, and Dirty Work's an amazing film.
Dirty Work's great.
Yeah,
Norm Macdonald, he's great. That's such
Tommy Boy. Tommy Boy was like my favorite film for a long
Tommy
time.
Boy's great too. Beverly Hills Ninja was a favorite of mine too. I love Beverly Hills Ninja with Chris Farley and Chris Rock. And what's his name? The guy who's in Mortal Kombat is Liu Kang.
Oh yeah,
the Asian guy. He was a lot of stuff that his agent did.
I'm not kidding though. Like some of those films, like Tommy Boy, I think would you could watch it. Anyone could watch it now, and it laughs all the way through. Like it's so good.
Ben's got a point.
The chemistry.
This movie could be paired well with Sorority Boys. Yeah,
I've not seen that Sorority Boys. I don't know that one.
Sorority Boys I haven't seen in a while, but that's funny. Seeing Telly from
Kids
pop up. My old time show was Bro City was like a jump scare. Oh, did he? I don't think I saw Bully because I can't remember seeing Leo Fitzpatrick.
I saw that at the cinema. It's quite sad.
Aside
it's
from
a true story.
Yeah, I read that because I would remember it because I always used to say that I've never seen Telly, Leo Fitzpatrick, in anything else after Kids. That was the only thing I know him from.
That Doomsday.
I knew he was in another Larry Clark film, and it was Bully, but I never saw it. I gotta check that movie out.
To answer your question, Liv, I haven't seen Detroiters. However, I've had it recommended to me a lot. I know the guy. I like that guy I can't think of his name. He's with Tim Robinson in that. I do fancy seeing it. Yeah.
Tommy Boy, and Black Sheep too. Black Sheep's another one.
Well, while we're throwing movies out there, what about SFW? So fucking what? Cliff Spab, Stephen Dorff film. Like the rebel films, those films where like pump up the volume, where you've got like a rebel.
Oh, okay, yeah.
SFW.
That's wild too. It's like how this riffs off Bring It On, and there's like that wave of like cheerleader movies and stuff. There's so many
Sugar and Spice,
genre niche type of genres in film that have existed.
But I'm a cheerleader is an interesting one because it's like a bit more of a sensitive look at sexuality rather than just like, oh, I'm scared of a gay person. Like but it didn't. Nobody watched it. Like it just didn't do very well. But it actually had a bit of a story to it. Some of them didn't. Oh, look at this guy.
What time are you on? Because I feel like you're ahead of by a little. It don't matter.
But I'm on 35 minutes. Just ticked on to 35 minutes.
Okay, perfect. I'm right there, too. I'm good. Good, all good. Godless douche monster. And the fact that Eric Christian Olsen and probably Nick whatever his last name, D'Agostino or something like that, they're both probably in their 30s, so closer to this movie.
That's crazy.
And I'm sure they did that on purpose, that they looked for people, actors to cast that were that old.
I feel like there's definitely a movie to be made where we do like a teen movie and all of the people are people you remember from teen movies in the 2000s, but they're playing the young characters. Like, for example, Jason Biggs playing like an 18-year-old now. Like Chris Klein, so like all the same cast, but they go back to high school and nobody mentions
nobody matured or changed or anything in any way,
and no one says anything. Yeah,
I love this guy so much. Yeah, and I know I've seen this actor. I know I've seen this actor in other things. The guy who plays Dr. Rick. I can't think.
Yeah, he's got some comedic. He's obviously improvising a lot. So he's got some comedic things going for him.
He says you look young to be a doctor. He says, "Oh, he's pre-med. Why do you call yourself doctor? Why put off the inevitable?"
Yeah. Yeah, so some of the stuff he says makes zero sense, but
all of it does. None of it makes sense.
Yeah, he's convinced. He's convincing, like the way.
He just has like the charisma and like that bigness to his personality, just a huge personality.
Yes, he's the guy from New Girl. That's right. My wife said that when we were watching.
Oh, New Girl with Zoe Deschanel and stuff. Yeah, that's right. That's where I've seen him also. Okay.
That's how watches me. I don't watch other stuff. That's the other guy. But
that was a good show. That's actually.
There's some good bits in that. The character in that I like was Winston, because over time he became really, really awkward and weird, and there's some really interesting stuff happening, which often happens with a side character that gets to develop later on, rather than the person who's at the front all the way through it.
Well, that's usually with any series that goes on for more than 2-3 seasons. They start expanding on stories from background characters, not that background, but secondary and stuff.
He's really good.
Who? Who, this guy?
No, the
Winston. Winston's great. But this guy's awesome too. Yeah.
I just think Eric Christian.
Just so everyone knows, I didn't sleep last night, so I'm a little out of it right now. But this is the perfect movie for this mind state right now.
He's somebody that's maybe he had like it's strange really, because obviously like he was in Dumb and Dumberer, so people could see that he had that kind of manic energy like a Jim Carrey and Jeff Daniels had in that. But then he doesn't do comedies now. It's weird.
I heard what you said, but I was laughing at Liv's thing, which said he was a doctor in that too. Oh, right. He was an actual doctor in that. He's not really a doctor yet, and I don't think he's going to become one. Ben says New Girl is actually your new series that you're running through. Yeah, I stuck it through most of the seasons. I think I just didn't catch the last season or two. Like as years went on,
really liked it.
I really did like it, and I mean, I can watch Zoe Deschanel anytime. Like,
I remember Prince being in it.
Yeah, he showed up at some point, right? For some weird reason.
Yeah, I don't know. Not sure why.
I should have rewatched that sometime when I have like the time. I'll never have to go.
Did he really? Oh, that's so cool to hear that. You spot people. It's nice when you spot.
Oh wow, great!
This guy's good.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah. That's what actually happened when I watched You, the show on Netflix. You ever see that show?
I thought you meant me. No, I have seen that. I have seen that film. Yeah, I know. I'm a talented guy. What can I say? No,
I know.
The guy. When I was on Netflix, that was pretty cool.
I forget. I've
seen that though. Is it Penn Badgley or something like that?
Something like that. Yes, something like that. But
he was in Jeff Buckley in something, but I couldn't bring myself to watch it because I love Jeff Buckley.
He was in the remake of The Stepfather, which is not good.
Oh,
but, he's in that. I knew him from that. Right. But I'm not talking about him. He's great though. But Jenna Ortega was in season 2 as the younger sister.
Oh, okay. So, I might have watched that then because I did watch
only that. Yeah, only that season.